So, and I thank the House for the opportunity to talk about drought in this place once again. Yes, there has been some drought, there has been some rain about, but conditions around drought are not, of course, driven by events, they are driven by patterns, and the patterns of late have not been good, nor, unfortunately, are the forecasts. The June quarter Ag Commodities report from ABARES contains some sobering reading, headlined by drops in ag, in the gross value of agricultural production in 26-27, and that is drops overall and by our main commodities. Admittedly, we are coming off a couple of good years, but this will still mean pain right across regional communities, and that pain soon will be felt in our towns and our cities. And remember, of course, these results are national results from the ABARES figures, and so with New South Wales struggling as it is at the moment, these results will be felt much more keenly. The ABARES report attributes these drops to the dry seasonal outlook, compounded by high fertiliser prices and high fuel, combining to reduce yields overall. Production values are forecast to decline across all major commodities, including wheat, canola, cotton, cattle and lamb. And this is all very troubling when you look at this through the farm-by-farm lens. According to this report, across the country, average broadacre farm business profit is forecast to fall in 26-27 down by 70%, or $151,000 in real terms, driven by a combination of lower revenue and higher input prices across the broadacre sector. Now, this point alone should send shivers down the Treasurer's spine and everyone who is interested in the strength of New South Wales. I spent a lot of time in drought-affected communities in 2018, 19, 20, and they were incredibly fragile, if not broken. When our ag sector slows, as happens during drought, these towns and communities also slow. Shops shut, opportunities dwindle, jobs disappear. On the other side, one thing you can take advantage of during drought is feral pig control. As pigs congregate around shrinking water and feed sources, they're more likely to take baits. But despite the headlines and the numbers we keep hearing about, there doesn't seem to be any real impact we're seeing on this problem, even at this time. Kangaroo management becomes particularly important during drought, even if you forget the impact they have on dwindling pastures, efforts to maintain ground cover and damage to infrastructure like fences and water sources. Kangaroo management is important for welfare reasons. During drought conditions, and I've seen this myself, kangaroos die, tens and thousands of them, miserable deaths, stuck in mud, baked in the sun, or eaten alive by predators and scavengers. I note earlier in the year the Pastoralist Association of West Darling wrote to the government suggesting they follow the lead of South Australia and Victoria, both who have practical approaches to kangaroo management worth looking at. It does seem from this advocacy from the Pastoralist Association there has been some additional funding allocated to kangaroo management, with this program due to kick off next month, I believe. So we acknowledge these pleas seem to have been heard. The government has provided some more support, and I'm sure the Minister will talk more to that. And this support is welcome, and I'm sure some people are making the most of it. But what is most noticeable is what is not on this list. Things like transport subsidies for fodder, water and livestock, and waivers for dog fence and LLS rates. Key planks in the support packages during the last drought, and high on the list of calls from those living through these conditions. Another thing government could be looking at is assisting for fencing off waterholes. This would help pasture management, improve pest management through better trap placement, provide wildlife refuges through improved vegetation, and reduce the physical and emotional burden of pulling dead and dying animals from bogs. We also need to think bigger. We cannot keep having the same issues pop up every drought. We need farmers continually upskilling and building the infrastructure to manage drought conditions. And broadly, we should be considering things like fodder and seed storage and secure water supplies. This is about food security for us as a state, as a nation, and our ability to contribute to feeding the planet. I do want to make one final point to finish. And while this might seem bleak, and there are tough times ahead, this is not a we'll all be ruined situation. Continues will improve, our regional communities will continue to thrive, and our farming sector will continue to show itself as a world leader, driving the economy, protecting the environment, feeding and clothing the world. We could just use a little bit more help from the government in doing so.